Hi, and welcome to Book Impressions. In this episode, I will give you my impression of the book Dr. Daddy, an age gap secret baby romance. They say it's in the Forbidden Temptations series. So, it says part of Forbidden Temptations 13 books. It doesn't say whether you have to read all 13 books, so I don't know if this Forbidden Temptation are all standalone books based on dads. It's possible. I'll have to do some more research as we go here. Anyway, let's look at our cover. I think it's a very good cover. I think they have a very good looking guy on the cover. I like the title font. If I had any complaint about this cover, I think it would be the author's name at this corner. Sofia T. Summers. And let me tell you why. It's really small and it's in the corner. I feel like the author was kind of ashamed to let you know she wrote this book for some reason. I don't think author names should ever be in the corner like that. I just don't. But anyway, that's just my opinion. So let's look at the blurb. And there are some bullet points here. It says, one secret, two hearts, thrice the trouble. She uses the word thrice. I don't know. I think I might have said 3 times the trouble, but I don't know enough about this book, so let's find out more. I had triplets with a man who was 20 years older than me. Interesting. And here's another shocker. He delivered those triplets at my OBGYN. So we know the thrice is the triplets, okay? And if that's not shocking enough, he's also my father's best friend. Okay. Jake doesn't know that the babies he delivered are his own. That one night of passion had been a night of secrets. A mask had hidden my face. A costume had hidden my identity. He must have been at a costume party, I would assume. But there had been no veil over how I felt. How we felt. Jake never saw me, but he knew who his heart belonged to. The only person completely clueless is my father. My powerful father who could destroy us. But will Jake even want to claim his family once the secret is out? Boy, this book sounds like a soap opera, but then sometimes these romances are. Okay, fall in love with this deliciously simple, Kindle-melting hot and forbidden temptation from Sofia T. Summers. No cheating or cliffhangers ever. So if there's no cliffhangers, these must be standalone books. And she probably wrote 13 books about 13 different father stories. So you could probably read one of them or all 13 if you like daddy stories. Okay, so all books in this series stand alone and do not have to be read in order. So this one is $3.99, but I'd be interested to know if she has any for free or maybe 99 cents if you could try one out. But this one has some interesting potential to it, I have to admit. Like I said, it's a soap opera. It only shows a Kindle. I don't see any paperback, hardcover, audiobook. This says Kindle, which is telling me it's just an ebook. Unless I'm seeing something wrong. But it does say print length is 310 pages, which is kind of interesting because in an ebook they usually compress, and that probably doesn't come out to 310. But it probably would if it was printed on paper. At least that's my assumption. It's in English. It was first published on March 21st of 2021. And I'm doing this video on February of 2022, so it's almost a year. Let's see. Yeah, something from the publisher. It says, I had triplets with a man who was 20 years older than me, my father's best friend, my OBGYN. Okay. I don't see an actual publisher. So I'm thinking this is a self-published book. But it's got some pretty good ratings as far as its BSR, best-selling rank. It's ranking 38 right now in romance collections and anthologies, number 52 in contemporary American fiction, and number 87 in women action and adventure fiction. So, hey, it's doing pretty good on the bestseller rank. And it's got 784 ratings as of February 2022. Let's see what its overall is. Okay, overall it's got 4.3 out of 5 stars. 5 stars has 58%, 4 stars 24%, 3 stars 12%, 2 stars 3%, and 1 star 3%. Let's look at some of the headings under 5 stars. Okay, 5 stars. It says meant to be, loved it. Jake and Rose. So Jake and Rose must be our main characters in this book. Spicy with a side of sweet. Jake and Rose. I love this. Older man with a younger woman. Great one. Second Chances was a good read. Okay. So far the 5 liked it. Let's look at 4 stars. See, nice twist and a good house call. Cute. I had a little trouble with this storyline. Okay. It was only to be one night. Okay. Secrets are mistakes. Starts off great. A trio of joy, good book, needs to edit. Yeah, sometimes people say that when they're self-published books. Doesn't mean she didn't have an editor. She might have. It's hard to say. But they saw some editing issues. Hopefully it didn't take away from the story. Okay, let's look at 3 stars. These are usually people who liked something about the book but didn't like something about the book. Not So Forbidden Temptation. It was okay. Cute. 3.5 stars. They wanted to give it a little bit more. Same old thing. Well, you know, most stories have all been done, so a lot of stuff is going to sound the same. Okay. Some accuracy, please. Yeah, that happens a lot of times if you don't get enough beta readers, as we call them, people who will read your book before you will put it out as a self-published book. If you don't get enough people to read your book, you might lose some accuracy in your book. They say pretty good. Got some spoiler here. Okay story. Alright. Let's go to 2 stars. Okay, eye roll. Too hot. Graphic sex scenes. So if you don't like a lot of graphic sex scenes, don't read this book. 2 stars because of error in chapter 6. Let's see what it says. I'll be the first to admit I'm really harsh with my reviews when I see big errors in books. With that being said, the main character's name was one thing in the first 5 chapters, and then in chapter 6 it changed. Yeah, you gotta be careful of that. If all of a sudden something happens in your brain, you put somebody else's name, now that's kind of strange. Now that I finished the book, it was a sweet little story. Okay. It says flat. Unfortunately, a no from me. Okay. Let's look at 1 star. 1 stars are usually people, I always say, they don't read your genre. Unbelievably bad. Well, I always laugh when someone says something's unbelievable or unbelievably when you're reading fiction, because fiction is supposed to be not real. It is not believable. So, I always laugh when I see that. Says it's X. Get pregnancy right, please. Obviously, they didn't think something was right about it. Editing needed. Another person thinks this book needs to be better edited. And they just said bad. Okay? Alright. That's an opinion. And that's basically what reviews are. They're just opinions. What one person likes, another person might not. So, all I can say is, sometimes it pays to come over and read all these comments. Let's look at this author, Sofia T. Summers, and let's find out more about her and her books. Okay, Sofia T. Summers, and it looks like she's using an avatar type picture. So I have to wonder if Sofia T. Summers is a pen name, because sometimes when people don't use their actual photo, I start to think that. Okay, she's got lots of books, so we know she's got 13 in the Daddy series, but it looks like she's got some other things going on here, like my Irish Billionaires. Okay, so there's still a lot here. You can see some of her daddy ones. Seal Daddy, Accidental Daddy, Daddy's Best Friend, Fake Married to My Best Friend's Daddy. You can see some of them coming up. A lot of them run between $3.99 and $4.99. Here's a Forbidden Temptation that's 99 cents. It's called The Vegas Accident, an Age Gap Surprise Pregnancy Romance. So if you want to try to come over and look at one of them and get it for a cheaper price and then decide whether you like this person's writing before you think about investing more money in some of the other ones. Even here's another one, My Beastly Boss, 99 cents. So you get a chance to actually try the author before you spend $3.99 or $4.99. Because if you really like the author's writing, you might want to invest that. Okay, it says about Sofia T. Summers. Sofia T. Summers is a contemporary romance author who spends her day working as a beauty retail store manager and nights dreaming and writing smut. Okay, so she works in the day, but she writes at night her smut. Okay, emotions, humor, heartbreak, second chance, happily ever after. Welcome to Sofia's world of spine-tingling, toe-curling, angsty romance. Sophia loves reader feedback, so she has a website at author Sophia at, this is her, I think this is her email, take that back, author Sophia at SophiaTSummers.com, I think it is. Okay, so if you want to come over here and look at all her books, and after you read them, maybe you might want to leave her some feedback, or you can do a review and give her some feedback. So anyway, I will link Dr. Daddy down in the description, so if you want to come over and look at it, just click on it down in the description and come over here and look and see what you think about it. You might even want to go into the comments and read some of the comments more thoroughly under the headlines, or you might want to look at some of the other books instead that are a little cheaper, so you can decide whether you like this kind of type series, Forbidden Temptations. And if you like content like this where I talk about books, I hope you will consider subscribing to this channel. And with all this in mind, until next time, this is my Book Impressions channel, signing off.